Hump Day Happy Hour, live from the erupting volcano. What's up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zoo November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by, your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day, time for the Hump Day Happy Hour. We're live in a volcano and it is currently erupting. The heat is like overwhelming, but we're going to still
lava.
We're still going to give a shout out to the Patreons because they like it hot. Thanks to each and every one of these guys because they're the ones that probably annoy me enough to still go out and activate for you guys. Also, shout out to the YouTube members, equally as important. They would be the ones in the green in chat or blue if they are administrators. And the ever-changing board, only one change this week. Kilo Niner, Alpha Echo Echo with his all-stream donation knocks off Charlie Whiskey Bravo. So New person in the top 10. What's going on, Dan?
Not a lot. How is everybody on your hump day? Good to see everybody in chat. Toby, always good to see you. Larry, Loudmouth from Hammertown. He says it's hot as Hades up there in Ontario, too. Let's see who else we got. Micro Bears, the only one. The PP man is in the house. Bang, bang, Duke, Alabama. Good to see you, buddy. Terry, Kilo 8 Golf Hotel. Hope you're not missing Clarice too bad there, buddy. Ed, the Ham Radio Jean. Good to see you, buddy. Kilo Echo 4 Eastern Standard Time. What is up? Georgia Parks and Propagation. If that's new to you, that is Chris Alpha Echo 4 X-Ray Oscar's new channel featuring Georgia Poda Parks. Go check it out. Give him a like, subscribe. A lot of good content over there. Larry Bingham, good to see you. And Sandy, hola. How was everybody's Wednesday?
And speaking of like buttons, we should probably go ahead and hit that one right now for this stream because we're going to talk about Field Day, and whether you like Field Day or not, you better like this video.
It's going to be hot.
Oh, it's going to be hot. Very, very hot. Dan, where you going for Field Day? You going anywhere?
I'm going to find me a walk-in deep freezer, and I'm going to try to activate from there, and hopefully the signal will get out, but I don't have any plans other than that.
Roger. So I myself will be, once again, with our club, and normally Summer Field Day we do a joint club thing, and we operate under Whiskey Victor 8 Charlie. So if you see that call out there, you may want to work it. You may just talk to the king. You never know. But we're going to be up on top of an old strip mine, so we're up on top of the world, and which also means we're going to be right in the sun for sure.
There's a common POTA activator with Charlie on its call sign too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a hot one. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about with field day. If you are going to be outdoors, you are definitely going to need to have plenty of hydration because it's going to be, at least in my neck of the woods, and a lot of the other people are confirming. It's funny though, because it's actually hotter in West Virginia than it is in the South right now.
That's
I don't
very true.
know. I do not know why, but it is hotter in West Virginia than it is in the South. So
Stay hydrated, especially if you're going to wear a wolf costume for sure.
Right. I would suggest to stay hydrated in drinking the King's Kool-Aid. The King's Kool-Aid is good for staying hydrated, and it's also good for other purposes.
Larry says PBR for hydration. Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Papa made it up to 95 Fahrenheit today. Is that your air temperature, or was that your feels like with the humidity and everything? Yeah, if that was your air temperature, it probably felt like more like 103 or 104, I bet.
I was going to say, I didn't check the heat index today. I have been checking it here lately, and it's been right around 103 with the heat index. But today it was actually hotter heat-wise.
The only thing
I wish I would have checked it today.
The only thing that's been saving us around here is it's been windy the last couple of days, because normally we get the 98, 99, 100 degree air temperatures with 60 to 70% humidity, so it feels like you're breathing water if you step outside. And the stagnant air is what's killer. I mean, sometimes during the middle of the summer, it's just stagnant air, and it's just brutal.
Stephen, thank you for the super chat. I reckon I will forgive you for being but the Kilo Echo Station may not forgive you that easy.
Curtis, Roger. Good to see you, buddy.
It's always a pleasure to see Curtis. I'm sure Curtis has some field day plans as well, whether it's just photo or whatever. But
no matter where he'll be 5'9" Roger.
Okay, his heat index was basically 108. 108 to us in the low countries.
Man, that is crazy. 42 Celsius for those who use not ours.
Hey, thank you very much, PP Man, for the super sticker. And speaking of PP Man, if I don't say this on this stream, he'll probably lose his mind, because he's called me like he's a woman like 15 times for the last 2 days. He probably wants me to remind everybody that next Wednesday we're going to be doing a stream about using not about the PP spike, but it's kind of how the PP spike got around here. We're going to be doing a stream about designing things for ham radio using Tinkercad. So it's going to be a pretty cool stream, I believe, and we'll definitely.
I don't have a real big. Now I don't have a spike. I'm about to say I don't have a real big chain to hang it on, so I was going to put it on my hat. So.
Curtis says he'll be heading out to the Black Swamp Radio crew over in Ohio, so that'll be fun. That's right. They're a contesting team, so I'm pretty sure they're pretty excited about field day as well. I get more excited. So here's the thing: we always have way more people than we're running anyway.
Yeah.
So that excites me, because I don't have to spend every second of every day on the radio like I do every other day, and I get more excited about putting other people on the radio, and just the camaraderie. It's kind of like the Hamfest start to me. Where I just kind of get a little bit of a break from calling CQ, especially after the Lewis and Clark is finally over.
I was just about to say, so you get a little more participation than you do than during Lewis and Clark. You know.
Uh, but I'll tell you, I was watching the chats, and when you add two clubs to things, both clubs are wanting to do things their way. And
Yeah, that's true. Oh
it
yeah, I
doesn't.
forgot your field day is a combined club event, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it has been every year, and it is this year. We'll just see about next year because there were some people upset in the chat the other night. But regardless, I'm going to have a good time because I'm going to get to hang out with ham radio people. I'm going to get a camp.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a play on the radio and eat good food.
Field day always has good food.
Yep.
That is true.
And you know, may have a good drink, but it won't be pine water from Teddy for sure. No pine water for this guy. Oh,
Might be too hot outside to have any good libations.
Yeah, it's the good news is Teddy has a big RV, and we'll have it up there, so I'll be able to go in and cool down when I need to cool down. I'm not too worried about that. It's definitely going to be miserably hot. Hopefully not miserably hot and raining. That's the one thing that don't mix.
It always rain. It always seems to rain just enough around here to make it worse.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't cool anything down. It just makes it more humid and just makes it worse.
Well, you're in that southern Georgia, aka North Florida.
Yeah.
So Florida, a lot of times, like in the summer, it rains every day.
Mm-hmm.
Rains for about 15 minutes, and it's dry within an hour. But in that hour of time, it's like a steamy sauna.
Yeah, because that the cold rainwater hits that hot pavement and just turns into steam, and then it's just brutal.
Hmm. So Curtis and Larry both, I guess, will be doing the same club call and everything. Where you guys setting up at, and you guys going to be indoor? You going to be outdoor? What's going on with the swamp? Because the swamp should be ready for the heat.
So they're able to book a site in Mary Jane Thurston State Park.
So POTA and field day. That's the way I like to do it too.
Larry be in, is that Wassison, Ohio? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not an Ohioan. Outdoors, yeah. Stay hydrated, my friend. It's supposed to be hot.
Curtis was able to book the state park. Is the field day site? Is it in the park or is it just?
Wassison. Okay. Learn something new every day. Like James for years has been trying to tell me that Kanawha is not really Kanawha, but I still don't believe him. Wassison, Ohio.
And hurricane is not hurricane either.
It's right, hurricane. And them daggum Mingo County, it's daggum Mingo County. No.
Okay, they're going to be at a member's house, not a park.
Okay. It'll be fun regardless.
Absolutely, because I mean it's radio, and you're getting together with a big group of people, and that does radio and does what you like to do. And what I like to do is the go-to station. I like to try to run the go-to station for when the new people comes in and gets on the air, especially if they're youths. Everybody should run a go-to station for sure.
Yep, outdoor hanging out with some great folks. That's it, man. It's the same thing. I mean, field day is the same thing like Hamfest for me. It's not really going to buy anything. I like to see the new stuff that's coming out and maybe snag a good deal here or there, but it's more about the people.
you say that, but it's not really. It,
Yeah,
it's only the same as a ham fest for POTA folks,
that's true. Yeah.
because regular ham radio people, and not that there's anything wrong with them, but when they go to a ham fest, yeah, they'll hang out with other ham people, but they'll go to a restaurant or a bar or something like that. But the POTA people always want to leave and go to a park and hang out with all the people that they make contacts with, and do radio. So it's it, it's kind of a different. Ham fests are different for POTA people as they are for normal people.
There's a lot of people probably with local clubs too, and that's really all they do is I mean, they're a member of the club. They might go to their monthly meetings and stay involved and chit chat on their 2 meter repeater, but the only HF they really do might be during the field days, you know.
Yeah, I mean they'll talk every now and then on at their house and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, as far as going out and doing events, most people that do ham radio, that is their outside experience with ham radio,
Yep.
just once a year. Because a lot of people don't even do the Winterfield Day because it's too cold for them.
That was my first experience. Is what caused me to want to get ticketed was actually a field day event that my late friend Wendell took me on. KE8HTH. He's a silent key now. He was one of my Elmers back in the late '90s. He took me to my first field day, and then 2 months later, I went down to Jacksonville and tested and got my technician no code. So it's a good introduction to the hobby for sure.
And it really is. Field day's a great thing. It gets a lot of people hooked on the radio, but you know, I feel like everybody who does field day should also have a POTA person there, because there is that outdoor enthusiast that comes here, and then you got all the other guys that tells them all this stuff about being indoors and doing ham radio. But there's something that gets left out of that, and that's why I'm very glad that I'm in my club, because I always push the POTA thing all the time. So
Terry wants to know, where do we find directions to the strip mine? They normally have really big billboards on the side of the highway that tell you what exit numbers.
yeah,
Oh, the mine. I'm sorry.
Terry, I can get you directions. That's not the problem. And we're going up on Friday, Terry. You can come up on Saturday or whenever you want, but we're going up Friday evening after I do late shift. So,
It's gonna be a busy weekend, so hopefully everybody enjoys it and doesn't overeat.
Larry says you only need change in West Virginia. Really, it's just a half-eaten cheeseburger will work, Larry. But that's just what I'm told.
As long as there's not more than 4 bites out of it, I think it'll be good.
But no, we're gonna run with two clubs. The Madison Club, mostly they're more digital, so they'll do all the digital modes. Um, Whereas the Logan Club will do mostly, probably the majority of the sideband. The Logan Club will also be the ones that does the off bands, like 6 meters, 10 meters, and stuff like that, to make those contacts. And the Logan Club will be the one doing CW, because it'll probably be me. So unless Randall comes, I would really like for Randall to come and run CW. That would be amazing.
Drop the link in the chat to the ARRL's page on field day. So if you're not a member of a club, or you want to find some activities that may be close to you that they have put over on the ARRL, that they'll be there at a certain location. There's a little locator on there. Maybe you can find something close to you and go check out their clubs and get involved with the festivities.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That's like Terry. Terry's not technically a member of my club, but he went to one field event with us, and he had a good time. So he's always welcome back and comes back every now and then. I think
Yeah.
any place that makes Terry feel welcome, he's going to come back to.
I was just about to say, do they have him mow the grass before the event or something? Or
Oh, that would be a bad mow. It is. See, that's the thing. It is on top of a mountain, but it is an old mine, and it's to my knowledge, where we're at is it's paved all the way up. So
is it a soda summit?
no,
Darn.
no, that would be nice. At least I don't think it is. Terry said, "Wow, thanks."
we love you, Grandpa Terry.
Hey Terry, if it makes you feel any better, Stephen already had to donate for pulling a U today. So
I've heard good stuff about Black Swamp, and I don't know if they're going to be in Huntsville or not, but I definitely want to hook up with them. Looks like a lot of people had fun with them in Dayton. So
yeah, well, I mean, they're all POTA people pretty much
yeah,
that do contesting. So I mean, there may be a few of them that's not POTA people, but all the ones that I know are. And then Larry's joined up with them, and Larry is always fun to hang out with, even though he does dirty deeds for the hand of the gangs.
that deed was many months of preparation.
And all I got you out of it was a picture of Terry holding it, going.
It was funny when you open the refrigerator. You're like, no, not touching it. Terry said there's tons of strip mines in that area. Y'all up there in coal mining country. I forgot that. Yeah.
So Terry, if you're going toward Madison, you're going to get into a big construction thing where it goes down to one lane, and in the very middle of that construction, there's going to be a little break to cut in. That's where you cut in.
There you go. You didn't know. Oh, I will be there, Curtis and Huntsville. Hopefully you will too, and hopefully you don't have to replace your alternator again or whatever it was that went out last year. That would suck.
Yeah. Hey, for years, Huntsville was my nemesis because I always knew that something was breaking down. And 2 years straight, I didn't get to go to Huntsville. Both years because of ball joints, different. Ball joints.
Now I know why you took Terry's car last year.
Yeah, well, the last 2 years, I've took different people's cars. So
Yeah, we figured it out.
it seems to work better that way.
That's right.
Yeah, it seems to work better that way for sure.
I was good with the truck. I mean, it got kind of dicey when I drove through the backyard there and kind of had to hop that little ravine to get over, towards the cabin, but it was fun.
So who's going to field day to try something different, a different mode, a different anything, just something different. That's a lot of people do different things when they go to field day because you've got all these people here who know a lot about ham radio and can show you how to do something. I know for one, if one of those Madison guys can hook me up on how to do some PSK 31 or something, I'm going to learn.
Yeah, I was curious if most field day setups. I know I know they normally run a lot of different bands on HF Voice, and they have CW. That's kind of like the par for the course. Do a lot of them set up different modes, like your FT digital modes, maybe some other obscure digital modes, or maybe your RIDI, PSK, stuff like that? Is that a common thing for field day?
I don't really know because I tend to stay away from the digital trailers. So I'm not sure, but even if it's not a common thing, and one of them knows how to do it, I'm gonna learn how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to because honestly, the FT modes I'm bored with, and but I'd really like to do like PSK 31 or RIDI or JS8 Call or Hellscriber, just something new, just to have fun with it. Oh wow, I missed that comment. 29 years and you had to move, man. That sucks. Did they just not? Did they not have the land there anymore, Chris, or did something fall through? So somebody sold the property that y'all normally did it. I remember the Valdosta Amateur Radio Club used to have their field day at somebody's old farm, and I know they don't have it there anymore. They actually have it down the road a little bit from here. But they changed the rules. It was on church land. Okay.
So PP Man says he might do 6, might do 7. So he's going to be that station who gets on there and starts calling TQ, and another station comes over and just starts calling over top of him. That's basically what he just told me.
You can't do
matter of fact, PP Man,
no.
won't you tell me what band you're on? That way I can be the one that does it. That way it's at least a friend that gets you.
He can't do 6 or 7 watts because it's 5 watts or less 2024. You did not say just for POTA either, so don't try to pull that string. You said 5 watts or less all year. You can't cheat us. Dave, his audio sounds good to me. I'm not sure.
How about anybody else? Anybody else think I'm choppy?
Yeah, PP Man says, okay, he's going to do it 1 watt. He's going to have a 1 watt field day.
With 1 contact.
That's right.
I'm curious. Anybody else think I got choppy audio? Audio?
No, you sound good here. But yeah, the field day, back when I was a member of our local club, they had it at somebody's land. He had like 10, 20 acres or something like that, and covered inside barns, stuff like that. So you had shelter. And if I remember right, they set up some verticals, lots of dipoles, wires, things like that. And I remember just them having SSB and CW, but that was back when digital probably wasn't all that popular as it is now. Talking late 90s, early 2000s, right? So the FT8s weren't just hopping.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody's got bandpass filters and stuff like that, because you don't want to be stepping on top of everybody. I know even with bandpass filters and stuff, there'll be a lot of us sitting around, but normally around 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, all the other clubs are going to bed, and then Logan's ready to rock and roll. So we'll take over hardcore then. I'll run some during the day, but I do most of mine during the evening.
It's not really the interference from adjacent bands that would bother me so much. It's some Yahoo that keys up on the same band you are and just destroys the front end of your radio. That's what I would be worried about. But
yeah, they're pretty good about coordinating who's on what band.
I do have a pro tip for you, and James, this is directed towards you, but everybody in the chat or anybody who listens to the stream later. If you bring your radio to field day, if you have the ability to export your settings to an SD card, do it before you take it out to field day. If you do not have that ability, say on like 891 or something like that, write your settings down, because inevitably, if you leave your radio on a table and other people use it, they're going to change your settings, even if you tell them not to. And if you don't have a way to reload those settings to the way you want them to be, you're going to be in for a headache if you don't remember every dang setting by memory of what they're supposed to be. So back up your settings, and if they get messed up, you can just restore them pretty easily after the fact. That's my public service announcement for today.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And if somebody changed my settings this year, they're probably going to lose fingers.
I always change your second VFO over to sideband because it's always fun like that.
Man, that makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. VFOP is for CW. VFOA is for sideband.
Absolutely. FT Restore for the 891. I have never heard of that utility, but it sounds awesome. FT Restore. I guess that's a utility to back up and restore configurations for the 891, which would be awesome. And I'm guessing that way you could probably share your configuration too, and somebody else could load it, which would be awesome too, if that's the case.
That would be pretty cool. Get somebody else's settings to set up right. Of course, the audio for one person ain't going to match so much for the audio of another person.
Yeah, it might give you a good starting point too, especially for setting it up for digital or something like that. That would help.
Mike said my audio is not perfect, but not bad.
Yeah, so, sound good.
We'll have
Restore.
We'll have to work on it, I guess.
FT Restore is a Windows desktop application.
RT Systems to the rescue, Paul said.
Yeah. Upload, download, and compare memory channels and menu settings in the FTDX 1200, FTDX 3000, the 5000, FT891, 991, and 991A. Awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to have to check this out.
And actually, Paul being in the chat's pretty great. Paul, make sure and check your email from HRAG Adventure Center. You'll have an email in there from today.
I just dropped a link in the chat to the FT Restore program, so anybody wants to check it out, there's a YouTube video on how it works. This looks pretty cool. A way to back up your FT891, your 991, 991A, and a whole bunch of different versions of Yazoo radios.
I wish you could import one sound setting into all your Yazoo radios where they just are all identical.
If you take your SD card out of your DX10, load it in a computer, does it have your memory channels in there, like as WAV files or MP3s or something?
I don't know. I never really looked at it.
Because that's what I did. My original call sign, the one everybody hears when I hit the button, that sounds exactly the same every time. That actually came from my 7300 when I got it, but those audio files are actually stored on the SD card, so you can move them from radio to radio. And if I ever get, say, like a Flex or something like that, I'm going to use that same audio file.
Well, I'm just talking my general sound in general, because I know, like, when I first got my DX10, we spent several hours, me and a bunch of the people from the Discord, on the radio, and just getting my settings to where my DX10 sounded just exactly like my 990A. And to this day, you can't tell the difference unless I change something, and it could be ever so slim. I changed. So recently, I received a knockoff Yazoo microphone because I had one that had a cable messed up in it, and this knockoff microphone looked exactly the same. I mean, it was identical. But when I activated it with it, everybody said that I sounded like crap. And I was like, what in the world? I ain't changed no settings. And sure enough, I got a bunch of people from Discord on the radio at night. And I said, all right, try this. And then I pulled that microphone out and pulled the other mic, and it was that microphone. So then I just took the cable off that cheap microphone and put it in my other one that the cable was messed up in, and it was perfect. So moral of the story, the cheap microphone don't work, but it's actually a cheap way to get a new Yazoo cable.
Yeah, there you go. They can make the outside look the same, but not the actual microphone internals, I guess, right? Mom's in the chat. Always good to see you. It is a Wednesday. You've given up Chipotle, so I was curious what you're eating today and what flavor ice cream is on the plate for tonight.
He's eating Qdoba. That's my
That's right.
guess.
That's right, because he got fed up with Chipotle because they kept messing up his order and
And what's
charging
going
him
on?
for stuff.
What's going on, Steve 57, long-time YouTube member?
Yeah, buddy, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Brent, good to see you in here. Qdoba Chalky Chip ice cream. You got it
Boom!
right?
I got it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have to try me some Qdoba. They got one near Huntsville? Because me and Kyle might have to go on a trip.
I don't know about near Huntsville, but they got one in Charleston. And I eat there quite a bit. It's pretty good.
I'm gonna have to kidnap him and go to Qdoba.
I do. No, they don't have it on the menu anymore, but you can go in there and ask for it and tell them, say, do y'all still have the pick two? And they'll say, yeah. And you can get 2 items for a certain price. And I get the 3 cheese nachos and I get some kind of soup. Both of them, because you put what you want in them. Both of them I have steak in and cheese, of course. I do black beans.
Yes.
The soup I do rice, the nachos I do not. And I mean, it's just it's amazing. I love it.
How's the spice? Because like Chipotle, no Qdoba in Huntsville. All right, that's it. I'm not going to Huntsville. Cancel the reservations. I think I'm
Well,
done with this.
they've got regular queso, and then they've got the spicy queso.
No,
So
what I was gonna say, like most of the stuff at Chipotle, no matter what you get, it has that little zing to it. You know what I mean?
you're okay. You can not get a zing there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. I'm just curious. So, they got they got a chain right here called Burritos, which is great too. You get more than you do, and you get a wider selection of like veggies and stuff too. So.
I ate a place down in Virginia when we went to meet Michael and Josh last weekend, and I think it was called Some 41 or something like that. And it was 2 miles from the park, and I was there early, so I was like, I'll eat. I pull in there and it says breakfast and burritos. I was like, interesting, okay. I go in and this place looks classy. I mean, they got a nice looking bar, the dining room set up, and their menu was absolutely awesome. And that's where I got those steak and cheese fries that I was telling you about. Those really good. But it said breakfast and burritos.
That's a very descriptive way to put it there, Kyle. Thank you. Qdoba is a 1 or 2 white Mexican restaurant. You ain't right.
Mm. So Kyle, what's your poop and pant plans for field day? I mean, your plans for field day.
That's right. Yeah. And while we're waiting on that reply, KO4FSZ, he sent me a picture earlier of a cheeseburger with peanut butter. That's what that comment was about.
I almost got a burger from that place that had had your burger, had ham, pineapples, and cheese, and I almost got it. It had lettuce, mayonnaise, and whatever too, but I don't do that crap. I don't do that condiment crap. We all know that.
No plans as of today. You might hit up the local ones and just say hello, and might do a live stream on Sunday and make some QSOs. So, you know how people do bar hopping?
Kyle's a field day hopper.
He's a field day hopper. There you go. Yep. Kilo 40 Ta is in the house. A field day hopper.
Better late than never.
That's right.
But you do need to click that like button on your way in the door, buddy.
Lick the like button, that is for sure. And if you're not subscribed, why not?
We've been preaching that, right? I looked at the percentage. The percentage is actually a little bit better. So there's a couple of you guys who've been watching for a long time who has finally subscribed. Congratulations.
That's right. You
Oh,
don't even have to. I mean, if you don't want to get the notification of new videos, just you can turn off the bell. I mean, there's tons
why would you
and
do that?
tons and
Why would you do
tons
that?
of channels that I'm subscribed to that I like to support them by giving them a sub because it helps out the algorithm, it helps out their numbers, it helps them out tremendously. I might not get all their announcements, but I'm subscribed to them. You know,
Yeah, but this channel, you keep that notification bell on.
ringy dingy, ring the bell.
Because nothing is more discouraging. I can tell you what, nothing is more discouraging as a YouTuber that if you have a premiere video, and you took the time out of your day to show up for this, it's my premieres are like 7 minutes long. So, I might be holding on activation back. I might just got done with an activation and I'm not going. But you take the time and then one person shows up for the premiere. I get it. You guys watch it later, but man, pop in there and say hi or something. So long we chat sometimes.
It is.
And yeah, I get it. Sometimes I don't make it to my own premieres.
Only once. Only once that I remember. Anyway.
That's called West Virginia propagation.
That's right. The YouTube got absorbed by the D layer in the daytime, you see.
Kyle says it best. We've been preaching this for a while on the channel. I had about 15% of reoccurring viewers that were not subscribed, and it is down now. But there was 15% that watch us over and over and over, but don't subscribe. I mean, you're not giving us your life history. We don't need your credit card number. I'll gladly take your credit card number, but do that on Buy Me a Coffee or something,
Curtis, man, thank you for dropping in. He's going to go eat some chow. Before you head out, what are you having? And is it still going to be hot when I get there?
Whatever he's having is not going to be hot when you get there. And if it is, I would be scared.
That's why they made these little radiation bombardment chambers called microwaves. Absolutely. Have a good one, Curtis. Leave it to Brent. That's a good one. If I unsubscribe, then resubscribe multiple times, do I get an operator reward?
No.
See you, Larry. Thanks for jumping in here, buddy. Always good to hear you on the radio when you're not blowing my eardrums out when I'm trying to hear somebody really faint.
Everybody should have worked me more than they've worked anybody else in POTA.
That's right.
Listen, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. If you do not have me in your hunted log, you're not a hunter. If you don't have me park to park, you're not an activator.
If you need West Virginia, if you need the little green square lit up in your hunted all states and you need West Virginia, something's wrong.
Oh, Kyle, I'm sorry. That's a lot.
Cal says 55%.
And the bad thing is Kyle's a lot bigger channel than me too.
Yes.
So could you imagine if he only had 15%? Wow, that's a big percentage. Maybe I won't complain so much now.
New Hampshire and Hawaii is what Patrick's down to. Yeah. New Hampshire should be pretty easy to get this time of year because they're starting to get out more. It's not winter. I see New Hampshire on quite frequently. So
Yeah. Might activate that rare 1810 sometimes.
I hope so.
A lot of people need it. But yeah, it was funny because in Orlando this year, this guy come up to me and he had the ARRL POTA book. And, there was two people sitting at the POTA tent that have chapters in that book. Ed, he comes up to me and said, "Will you sign my POTA book?" was like, yeah, but there's 2 people here that have chapters wrote in the book. Why wouldn't they sign? He said, because you told me last year that if I wasn't in your log, I wasn't really a PODAT hunter. You're now in my log 20 plus times. I said, I'll sign your PODAT book.
There you go. One more at 1810 for a double eagle for Mike. Excellent.
One more for a double eagle. I have a rare feeling that will happen for you tomorrow morning, Michael. I have a rare feeling because I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow morning and do 1810 because I want to beat the sun for 1 and for 2 where I'm not doing a late shift tonight. And I will be doing it in voice. I know I normally do CW early morning, but I'm going to do voice. I may do CW too, but I will be doing voice. And speaking of that, the PZN people and field day, I just want you guys to know that Friday night I'm doing a late shift. Friday night I'm doing a late shift for Saturday where I'll be in field day. So Friday night you need to get me for Saturday. And then I will do my Sunday activation after field day on Sunday. So that's your schedule for the weekend if you're staying in the PZN Challenge, people. Friday night for Saturday, Sunday for Sunday.
Patrick said he might have to resort to digital to get Hawaii, which would be cool. I mean, if you can get it digital just to fill out your worked all states, that'll be awesome. After that, make it a goal. What I did is you'll have to keep track of it yourself because POTA doesn't yet. But get worked all states voice, and then get worked all states CW, and then get worked all states digital. And
yeah,
it's just another little fun thing to do inside of the POTA sphere of things.
I'm glad you're saying yet because I want POTA to keep track of that. Even though I will never see it because even though Dan got to keep his job as the POTA dev guy because he did fix my stats after that last stream that I fussed about it. He did fix them, but they are broken again. So I'll never get to see it.
Nothing's wrong with digital. It's just some people abuse it. I mean, I don't think there's any other way around saying it. It's as a mode itself, nothing's wrong with it. I mean, I don't hate digital. I just hate the people who abuse digital.
I'll put it to you really simple. If you and all your equipment are in a park and you're doing FT8 and you are not adding any extra contacts to your log, or you're not running a fully automated computer and you're walking off and going to the bathroom and going to the grocery store and all this other stuff, there's nothing wrong with digital. But as Larry says,
it's not just
you cannot be a MIC activator, and you can't use the fully automated crap. It just don't cut it, guys.
There's a lot of people who work digital, but also CW too, which is pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people just don't want to talk on the microphone, which is fine, you know. I mean, if that's your idea of fun is to go out to the park with your laptop and run digital, I mean, go out and have fun, man. Nobody's knocking you for it, you know. Nice. I might need some of those parks. I don't know.
Listen, here's the POTA tip of the weekend. If you're wanting to activate parks really fast, just run through and run 12 field day stations and be done with it.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're roving and you just want fast contacts, because it's going to be a pain in the butt to find any, unless you go, you know, on the work bands. It's going to be a pain in the butt to find one on 40/20. You know, anything that's legal for field day, because the bands are going to be absolutely packed.
Dave, I say that a lot. People ask me if I do digital. I said, yeah, I work CW all the time.
Hotel Toss said I did them on the 20 Park Road if you needed them, Dan.
Oh, PP Man is starting to maybe even consider not bringing his microphone to activations. I guess.
PP man, I've waited a long time to hear you say that right there, because I'm telling you right now, we don't get along. We're not going to agree about you doing QRP every day on sideband. But if you're doing QRP on CW every day, I have zero problem.
You know what impresses me the most is he has two very nice keys now. And neither one of these very nice keys that he has obtained has been thrown out of his window. So that is a plus.
I'll tell you what upsets me. He has two very, very nice keys, and he is yet to do a POTA activation. He's hunted while being in the park, but he's yet to do a POTA activation with them.
That's how I started too, just doing a lot of hunting in the park, stuff like that. Rip the Band-Aid off. I'm sure he's going to do it pretty soon. Probably when he comes to Huntsville. When him and Steven come to Huntsville, though, they'll probably do his activation. So I look forward to seeing them both in Huntsville.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it doesn't happen then, I can tell you, sometime pretty soon I have to go to Michigan because I have to go up there for to test the kids on the kid photo thing. He's in. Don't get started.
Do we need to start looking for a location in Huntsville with a teeter-totter? Since we
funny story about a teeter-totter, and I meant to film it too, and I totally forgot. I wish the second park we did, Angry Mother had a teeter-totter.
Angry Mother had a teeter-totter. That
Angry Mother had a teeter-totter.
That sounds like the title of a children's book.
So it could be the Angry Mother teeter-totter off.
Yeah, the Angry Mother teeter-totter off. There you go.
Steven says, I'm trying to get him to meet up with me tomorrow.
There you go. You got your you can get your activation in tomorrow there, PP Man. Rip the Band-Aid off. As
even if that's going to happen, you better be sending me messages beforehand.
I'm gonna tell you right now, your
Hungry
first
Mother,
activation.
yeah, Hungry Mother, not Angry Mother. I'm sorry.
That's even worse. A Hungry Mother had a teeter-totter off. Your first activation, PP, is going to be a wreck. So just, I mean, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you the way it is. I think everybody's was. Mine still are. And you're hard to be racing. Your palms are sweaty, knees weak, mom's spaghetti. You know what I mean? And but after that, man, you're gonna love it. You're gonna fall in love with it.
73, Brent.
See you, buddy.
But you're going to panic. I promise you're going to panic. But first off, you have an advantage. You're taking Steven with you.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling him. He has. If I had Steven where he is now with his CW journey by my side, my first activation, I'd have been cool as a damn cucumber.
And although Steven doesn't know the difference in Echo and Delta or Pants Off and Viagra, he's pretty good at CW other than those.
That Kyle, that is a perfect analogy to the way mine goes sometimes and James's pileups all the time. His CW activations are like a bulldog eating mayo out of a jar. That's right. Yes, Patrick, that was a Slim Shady quote. Thank you. Somebody called that. I wonder if he knows the name of my band.
You might.
Yeah. Have to figure that out in the after chat. Speaking of the after chat, we're getting kind of deep into it, guys.
We are getting ready to head over to the after chat in about 5 minutes. And if you would like to join us in the after chat, it's a Patreon benefit. But lucky for you, I offer a 7-day free trial where you can head over to Patreon, sign up for the top activator for free for 7 days, and then you message myself or Dan in Discord, and we will get you in that after chat, as well as other cool benefits including self-spotting POTA in the Ham-Rated Adventure Guide Discord. That's game changer. I mean, there's a lot of cool benefits. So go check it out if you're interested. If you're not, you're probably one of the 13% that's left that ain't subscribed. But anyway,
that and the vast knowledge of all of our Patreons that are there to answer all your questions.
It's stupid. Like, you can learn anything. Yes, there's a lot of foolishness and carrying on in the Patreon rooms, but we learn so much in there from each other, and it's just absolutely not sure why I was hearing V instead of A.
Victor Echo 8 Papa Zulu November. Oh, Victor 8.
Peace. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah. So here's the story. I'll tell you the story since Steven's done super chatted it twice. So today on my first CW activation, I get a Kilo Echo station. I'm a Kilo Echo ? And I get two people coming back to me. One of them's a Kilo Echo station, one of them's a Kilo Delta station. And so they get done again. I go Kilo Echo ? And the same two people come back to me. And I go Kilo Echo ? And then the third time I heard Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Delta Victor. So I was like, all right, let me get Steven, Mr. Lid out of the way so I can work this Kilo Echo station. So I work Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Delta Victor. Him and the Kilo Echo station both send signal reports.
Wow.
I have no idea who the Kilo Echo station is, and he thinks he worked me today.
You'll get an email next February.
I probably will, you know.
Why am I not in your log from June?
I do get them. I already have gotten them for FD8 people.
Yeah.
For the Whiskey 8 Lima Oscar Golf Lewis and Clark.
Just tell them you gotta wait. Just tell them you gotta wait till you got internet access and you'll upload your log.
Here's the problem with this. Okay. I might mislog somebody in CW or sideband, but on FD8,
it's impossible.
That's digitally done. Your call sign comes through as your call sign. If it goes through the full system, it prompts me to log. I log. That's all I can help you with, you know.
Yeah, when somebody says, "Well, I must have transposed your call sign wrong when I was running FT8," I'm like, "Huh?"
But now, in people's defense, some of that stuff may not be showing up yet. So
I don't want to be a Lids or Us kid.
Hey, that might be a good T-shirt, Stephen. We might have to put that on the adventure gear.
I don't want to be a Lids or Us kid. Yes, sir. I like that one.
I don't want to move out of mom's basement. I'm a Lids or Us kid. All right. Anyway, thank you everybody for the super chats and watching tonight. We're going to head over to After Chat, and you're welcome to join us. I've already told you how. And if you're not interested in that, you should at least go over and check out Discord. Discord is 100% free, and it's very resourceful when it comes to POTA stuff. So, video drop tomorrow. Also, video drop on Friday. Thank you guys very much for your support. And 73.
See ya.